and Estonian independence had just been declared. And I came, I think it was February, which I think is your Independence Day. And I believe I was one of the first Western journalists to come and report on Estonian business development. There were some people who had read American management books and some books about economics, and they realized that Estonia was a very poor country, and it was also in a very turbulent region. So they knew that the only way Estonia could survive was to become prosperous quickly. So one of the people I met here was Matt Lahr, who later became the Prime Minister. And I met him when he was just a student and teacher, and I brought some books for him which he had wanted. And I think he and his friends laid the foundation for the e-government, the digital economy, the startup culture in Estonia, the cooperation with Finland. And obviously many people can share in the credit, but I was here meeting the people who I think gave the inspiration for much of the prosperity that Estonia now enjoys.
Thank you. What are the feelings right now? You are back here to Tallinn. What do you think if you see the beauty of Tallinn?
Pride comes in many forms. You can have pride in yourself, you can have pride in your family, in your children. You can also have pride that people you know and like have achieved something. I have an enormous amount of pride for what the Estonian people have accomplished. They did it on their own. They didn't have big subsidies from abroad. They worked hard. They made products that people wanted. They sent Estonians all over the world to learn and then come back and bring their talent here to put to use. So I'm enormously gratified that in only just over one generation, Estonia is now a country that if you visited it, you would never have imagined it was once poor. You would never have imagined it was once not free. You would never have imagined that the Estonian culture would be so lively. You would never imagine that the people here have created things that no other country this small has created. It's an amazing accomplishment, and as much as Estonians still have problems, and they have complaints, and they should, it's a democracy, as much as they have complaints and problems, they can be very proud they've accomplished so much in so little time.
What have been improved since 1991?
Everything.
Everything. What? What kind of things?
Well, first of all, as I mentioned to you earlier, color.
Yeah.
When I came here, there were only two colors, gray and brown.
True.
Everything was gray and brown. Look at this square. The square is colorful, and you go to the airport, you literally see Estonian design. And there's Danish design, and it has a certain look, and it's a lot of wood and everything. Estonian design is colorful and bright and vivid, and I think that's a reaction against all of the grayness that they had during the time before independence.
Okay, tell me about the best of the best, what you have seen here in Tallinn.
I've only been here a few hours.
Only a few hours, but
Well, I had two lovely guides
yes,
who taught me a lot about Tallinn. I hope to see more. I will do a lot more walking today, and I will definitely come back. But the most important thing is, when you enter a country, you pick up what the atmosphere is. And the atmosphere is.
have you been amazed about our atmosphere?
Well, I've seen television documentaries, so
Okay.
I'm not ignorant of Estonia,
Okay.
and I certainly have Estonian friends. But this is the first time I've been back physically,
Yeah.
and it is it combines, for example, the whole city combines a wonderfully new tourist attraction, but the buildings are functional. There's actual business here. It's not just a Disneyland. It's a real city, and they've repurposed it and cleaned it all up and made it a showplace. That's amazing.
Do you think we have something disgusting? Yeah, I understand I provoke you, But
You
have
know,
you seen something?
God put you in a cold climate with sometimes troublesome neighbors. Other than that, everything's fine.
Okay.
We talk a little bit about young people, about the future, and as I see behind us a small group of young people, maybe small recommendation. What do you think? What is good for young generation now at this time to learn, to study?
In Estonia.
Do you think
Estonia
young
and
people they
totally
have future
full.
here in Estonia?
Yes. Now, what I have learned is that there's still a division and there's still differences between the Russian-speaking population and the Estonian population. I would say that there needs to be, and these are difficult times, so it's not always easy, but there needs to be a better sense of community that everyone in Estonia belongs. And I think this requires effort on both sides. It requires an effort on the government to make sure that everyone feels welcome. It also requires an effort on the part of the Russian speakers, especially young Russian speakers, to integrate more in the community, to open themselves up, to see the possibilities. Because the thing is, from Estonia, you can not only visit the rest of the world, you can learn from the rest of the world, and you can have work opportunities from the rest of the world, and you can bring all those back to Estonia. So I think that Estonians have done this since independence. The Russian community has been more, a little bit less anxious to go out and encounter the world, to become involved with the rest of the world. I think that there should be less separatism and more integration, and that requires both sides to help that. The government has to do more, and the people have to do more, open up their minds and their hearts.
So don't you think that the government doesn't do too much for Russian-speaking people? Yeah.
I'm not an expert,
Yeah, of course you're not. Yeah.
but I know people say that,
Yes.
and I'm saying that in any situation where there's tension, both sides can do more.
Yeah. Good. Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah. And what do you think about that? Lots of people, Estonian-speaking people, as well as Russian, they immigrate from Estonia.
Many come back. Many come back.
Not so many. What I have heard it. Yeah, they immigrate from our country. What's the reason? What do you think? They immigrate to the other part of Europe or even United States.
Estonia is still a small country.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you want your ceiling to be higher, you look in Estonia and you see a ceiling.
Yeah.
But the ceiling is higher in another country. So I understand that. But I believe that the Estonians I have met who live abroad, they still love Estonia. They still come back frequently. And many of them, see, you're only 35 years away from independence. Many of them plan to retire here. They want to come home. Or they want to have a second home here. Some of them are doing well enough to do that. So when you say not everyone comes back, you're right, but wait a few years, more of them are coming back.
And would you love to be retired here in Estonia, for example?
I want to visit Estonia again.
Yeah, only to visit, but not to be retired.
Well, first of all, let me say the good thing about Estonia is as much as I respect the Estonian language and the Russian language,
but you speak in English. That's enough.
English is everywhere here,
Yes.
and that's helpful. The climate is a little too cold.
Too cold. Okay.
But
how about economical situation here in Estonia? What do you think
I've
about
already
that?
answered that. It's an amazing accomplishment you have. Amazing.
Yeah, okay. How about our wages, salary? Do you know our wages?
I'm not an expert.
Okay, you're not an expert. Okay, yeah.
What
At
make
the end of the day, I will be, but I have to learn more.
Yeah, for sure.
What make you happy every day? What for you is important during the day to stay positive? to
Learning,
stay-
always learn more, meet people, just take in new experiences, recognize life is wonderful, but you have to go look for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. What a nice day. I should have told you this. Good weather always follows me 90% of the time.
Yes, and please.
90% of the time.
Yeah,
I'm
and
there's
please,
always good
just
weather.
now, compare United.
I've given you 10 minutes. What more can you ask?
I close
What more
my.
can you
No. But just 1 minute more. Compare the situation in United States and Estonia. What's the difference?
I'm not here to talk about that.
Okay.
I don't know enough about Estonia.
That's true. Yeah. Only what you can see. Nothing else. Yeah. Okay.
Freedom Square.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.